What's going on, guys? Just a quick little update on the portable Xbox I'm making. So far what I've done is, if you watch the other two videos or the other video, you'll see the previous stuff I've done. I've just done capacitors and things like that, flattening them down. I'm going to redo this RJ45 connector. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I might end up installing a switch instead, network switch, making it even betterer. So here's the power supply. I'm just going to keep with the stock power supply. I might remove this board mounted figure 8 connector and put it on some fly leads and then connect it up to probably an ICE connector. If you don't know what ICE connector is, it's the big square ones that you use for computers and things. I think maybe that would be better. This uses a floating ground, so it doesn't need an earth. So yeah, originally I was going to use an ATX power supply, but it just seemed like unnecessary work to convert an ATX power supply to run this board, because the way this board works is it handles 3.3 and 5 volt differently. It uses a 3.3 standby instead of 5, and the way it switches the power supply on and off is a bit different. It can be done with a bunch of relays and things, but it just seems like a waste. And this power supply should have enough power in it and enough watts to run a display. Now, in regards to the display, what I'm thinking of doing is instead of using a TV like most people use, is I'm going to use a laptop monitor and a driver board for it. I've found some driver boards on eBay. They're about $40 each, and you just tell them the model number of the display you're going to be using, the actual panel itself, and then they'll flash the driver board with the correct firmware to run that display. And they have composite inputs and HDMI and component, but I'm just going to probably stick with composite. If they support S-Video, then I'll throw in S-Video, but I don't think it'll make much difference, especially on such a small display. For a display, I'm looking at about this size, which is about 13 inches, I think, just so it uses up as much space as it can. Other things I've done to the board so far, apart from removing this connector here and extending the wires and redoing it completely, and making it so I can have a bit more room when I finally decide on what sort of housing I want. I've put a new fan connector on the original GPU fan connector, and it does work, but the strange thing is it has no PWM control. It'll just run at the full 12 volts. So I was originally going to have two fans, one pulling in, one pulling out, but unless I can get it to change speeds accordingly, I don't think I'll be able to use it, unless I just pinch the PWM line from this original fan head here. And for the fan, I've decided, I don't know if I mentioned this, I'm going to go with this one instead. It lights up blue, but it's a lot quieter and it pushes a lot more air through it. I've put a little heatsink here on the, sorry, that's out of focus, on the, I think that's on the BIOS there. It shouldn't get hot, but it's going to be pretty cramped in here now, so I'm getting as much cooling as I can. I'm not going to upgrade the RAM, just purely because I've already T-stopped this board and I don't feel like playing around with the BIOS again just to get all that work. Maybe in the future. It's a pretty easy mod to do. You just get some paste and solder the new ones on. I'm going through the process at the moment of removing all the front panel headers. So that's the headers here for, I don't know if that's in focus, I can't really see. That's the headers here for the player 1, player 2, 3 and 4, and the front panel assembly. So I've already removed that, and I've just got it currently hooked up to some parts I ripped off, some old Sony Bravias and just cheapo TVs I found on the side of the road that are all smashed up. So I'm just using this little tack switch thingy out of an old TV. Just hooked it up to the power switch. No hard drive at the moment. Because I've rewired this, I've left out the original Molex connector for the hard drive, because I'm just going to pull that 12 volts straight off the board. If I'm going to even use 12 volts, that's to be decided, because I'm thinking about using a 2.5 inch hard drive, either SATA with an adapter or just straight IDE, whichever's easier to get, and about 40 gigs, nothing too big. This board has, because it's been T-sopped, I've removed the drive key from it, so it'll be a lot easier to work on in regards to that. I don't know if I'll desolder the this ATA connector here, the IDE connector, just because I don't think I really need to do it. I might, I don't know. That's to be decided. That's one of the last things I need to do. I need to get the display and the housing first, and then work around that. If I can fit a full drive, I will, just because it's going to be a bit faster. And yeah, as I've said before, I've removed the I/O connector on the back, the video out connector, and it's currently just connected up with a composite fly lead off just an old TV. I've just got it connected up to this jack, and I'll probably use this jack as a video output on the portable, so you can still plug it into a TV if you want, or use the internal display. At the moment it's switched for composite. I don't know if you can actually see that. See if I can get closer. Zoom it in. See, I've just got a jumper from, I think it's pin 9 or 10 to ground, which will flick it over to composite, and that supports S-Video in that same mode. So if the driver board I get for the LCD supports S-Video, then I'll use S-Video internally just to get a better picture, and just comp-a-shite out the back. Now, I just turned it on just before, I'm just going to turn it on again. So I've got my Lighetto power switch. So there's no hard drive at the moment, so it's just going to sit here for a while and then go into the service screen. But as you can see, it is working still, and the fans are lighting up. I'm still deciding on whether I want to do a top mounted fan, the same as most 360 Slim laptops are done, or change it and use the original setup of pulling out the back. Just depends what will look nicer. There you go, number 7, no hard drive. Yes, that's about it really now. Sorry it's been so long since I put up any videos. It's because I've been moving and I'm in a new house. It's a lovely new wall I've got, and yeah, I've just been really busy, and I've got no internet. I've only got ADSL 1, and that's connected at a different house. So to use the internet, I have to walk down the road, open up the house, go in, use it. It's really, really slow. I don't even know if this video will upload, so I've put this video into 420, 430, I don't know, whatever it'll come up on YouTube as full whatever. So yeah, until I get ADSL 2, that's the best I can get out here is ADSL 2. The videos are going to be fairly short and fairly small, just to save some space. But yeah, that's all there is for me right now, and until next time I make another video, which should be a pickups video. I've got heaps of stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching.